Hopefully this is working. Welcome to another Monday live stream. I'm Shane Olson, and today we're going to be sculpting a witch, a Halloween witch. I already have my green sphere ready to go. I'm going to make a green witch out of this. So, hope you guys are doing good. Please let me know. Hey, Mark, please let me know if you can hear me okay. I'll try and share this. Come on, stream. Yes, okay. I'm going to share this on my Facebook pages. Hey, Neil. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Share the, man, they change this every time. Tier 2, okay, Tier 2 group. I don't even know where this stuff went. Oh well. Try one more time. Share to a page. There it is. There it is. Okay. Gosh. Come on, Facebook. Yeah. Share it. Send it. Whatever. Okay, it says I'm Ryan again, apparently. Oh, cool. Thanks, Neil. All right. So today, doing a witch. We're gonna make a witch. A witch. I'm not your witch. I'm your, not a witch. I'm your wife. Hey, Joanne. Okay. So let's block this thing out here. That perspective on? No? Okay. I wonder why it was looking weird. Yeah, that's right. Oh, it's such a great show. Such a great show. Okay, I'm going to change over to move infinite depth. This is my new favorite move brush. Hello. Welcome to the stream. And the reason I like it is because I move stuff all the way through. I have to agree. Princess Bride. It's one of a kind. One of a kind. Now this is going to take some doing here, but we're going to make a witch today. And this is my last stream in this place. I'm going home Thursday. Excited. Okay. I'm going to do, thanks. I've lost a ton of weight. I have. Yep. Thank you very much. Yeah, whole food, or I want to say whole plant, so it's like vegan, SOS free diet. That'll do it to anybody. Yeah, something like that. I'll be home in time for the sculpt off. I'm anxious for the sculpt off. It is happening soon. Soon. And somehow, some way, I'm going to be helping judge the sculpt off this year. That's going to be great. With my buddy Raph and Joe. Can't wait. I'm a little sad that I don't get to watch the sculpt off live, but should be good. Plant-based during the week? Yeah. The key is whole food plant-based, so as raw and whole as you can. That's the key. It's difficult. It's not for everybody. I'm going to tell you that right now. But it has benefited me tenfold, so I recommend it to anybody who is willing and wanting to try. Okay. But so far, it's probably been a year and, I want to say more than a year and a half, and I've lost a total of 75 pounds. So I would say that's quite significant. I would never have thought that, and I haven't done, and that's not that much exercise. It's like walking. I mean, I did a little bit of mountain biking, but for the most part, it's all, you're super skinny. Well, you want to look at your BMI, right? Yes, that is in fact very, very true. Meat and dairy, and sugar, salt, caffeine, all the things. So anyway, but this is a sculpting this is a sculpting show. I mean, I'm happy to answer health and weight loss questions because everybody wants to know, but yeah, anyway. Okay. So how are all of you today? Or as they say, all y'all. I don't know where that even ever came from, all y'all. Who says that? Yeah, there's some really good speakers going to be doing presentations at the summit. I'm still glad they're doing one again this year. I'm sad it's not live, but it's better to be safe, you know? What's redundant? Yeah, I'm not Ryan. I'm Shane. Ryan streams right before I do. And it seems like more often than not, somebody skips a stream. What is going on? Stop it. And then everybody's names shift. Nice, James. Yep, all y'all. Well, in Utah, they don't say all y'all. They say, how are you all doing? Or how is everyone? Have I ever done a character with bird wing? Not really. I kind of tend to avoid monotonous, you know, slow things like, well, not all the time, but like hair and feathers and scales and things like that are going to take just a really long time, and it's just kind of boring to watch when I'm sculpting. So could have had more density on this guy. So this one, I'm going to zero, well, I'm going to put her nose on and stuff. And so again, I'm making a witch, Halloween witch. All of you all, yes. Yeah, I understand. But, you know, growing up in Utah where no one says that really, unless they're from the South or something, it's kind of a little bit of a shock when you hear people say all y'all, you know? Like, what'd you say? gotta get that nose right. I'm gonna try something with this though. I want it to be like really unattractive, beaky witch nose. No, beaky witch nose. Right, night and day, different cultures. Yeah, it's fascinating. The languages from different areas, right? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to do this and bend it. There we go. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Yeah, sure. Like I said, I just tend to avoid things during my live stream that is kind of monotonous. There are plenty of ways to make feathers for sure, and I've made feathers in the past. IMM brushes seem to work really well. Okay, I'm going to block out a few extra bits that I don't normally block out with her. I want to give her a really skinny, kind of bent, like a, yeah, kind of like a vulture neck. Vulture neck. Oh, if it's for a mobile game, yeah, then you can just do like a silhouette. Just do the edge of the feathers to indicate it, and then do the rest in texture. That's how I would do it. I kind of wanted to give her a big underbite with some like a few teeth here and there. Summer teeth. Summer here, summer there. Let's see here. And I want more density to this overall thing. So let me do, I'm going to tessellate this. Tessellate. Okay, I'm going to add a subdivision level just to get it a little more dense. No, that might work. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And you can also just stick a few feathers out here and there just to indicate. Like when you're doing hair or something on a stylized character, you usually only put hair around the silhouette joints, like on the elbows and the knees, and just specific, like on the belly, you know, to break that silhouette. Just something that says I'm hairy without filling the entire thing with hair. That's a big mistake that a lot of people make, is they think you have to run a hair simulation on a stylized character. It's just not true. You can just do accents here and there, and if it's mainly in the silhouette, then you're basically telling your audience that, hey, this guy's hairy. I mean, look at old cartoon drawings, not even necessarily old. Just look at comics, cartoon drawings. They don't draw every single clump of hair on the thing. It's like silhouette and then accents here and there, and that's it. Boots, how's it going? Something that says, hey, I'm hairy. How are you? Okay, go back to mask pen. So I'm going to try something with this. I'm just going to pull out her blower jaw, and then I'm going to remesh it. Oh, thanks, Neil. I think my Adam school referred implied texture. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, good old Adam school. I will be judging, yes. Okay, I don't know if I like that. No, I'm not. I can't watch the event. I'm not allowed. because then I'll get a hint of whose sculpt it is, and that's not. I need to be unbiased. So I will not be watching the sculpt off. Just the entries after. Hey Logan, I'm doing a witch. I'm modeling my own design witch. I mean, I have some references off screen that I'm looking at just for fun, you know, just to kind of help me get some ideas. That's what I like to do. I've been having a lot of fun doing that recently. And I'm wanting to do just like a kind of a cartoon stylized witch, hitting on, you know, it's just some typical, like the big chin, the big nose, the big hook nose. I want to do an underbite. Not that witches have underbites, but just a very, very typical looking witch. Okay. I really love the facial, I don't know if you can use these. I would think so. You know, I'm not sure exactly, but I would think anything that ships with ZBrush you can use. I think they've done that in the past, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Yes, Cricket. Actually, I do have some Mad Madam Mim. She's my absolute 100% favorite design. Okay, I better do the nostrils first, and then I'll do the cheeks. So let's do that. Okay. I'm talking to myself here. Yeah, I love the dance, the little dance that she does when she's on the table. I can't remember who animated, if that was Milk Hall or I'm trying to remember. It's so good. I love that's Sword in the Stone's one of my favorite traditionally animated films of all time. Oh, you did nice. I'm a germ, and you caught me. Merlin. I love how she says Merlin. Merlin. So, such good acting in that movie. Yeah. Yeah, changing to a dragon and an alligator and all those things. So funny. Yeah, the black cauldron's good. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this nostril. My fans are going. My laptop here. Okay. Big old wings, nose wings. Yeah, I hate sunshine. Oh, so good. It's a little too, okay. Shrink this up just a bit. Yeah, hopefully the remeshing will get rid of these poles and stuff. I can be as gentle as I can. Oh, when she dances. It makes me laugh every time. Give her a strong jaw here. And then I'm going to give her a really big cheek. Yeah, I can be teeny, small as a mouse. Is it I can be big as large as a house, and then she like goes up through the roof or something? Can't remember. I gotta watch that again. Okay, now this, a lot of people ask me why I like to block out with primitives, and this is why. Because it's non-destructive, and what that means is I can move any of these shapes around without destroying the rest of the mesh. And whoops. Okay, sorry. So basically I want to move this ear. It feels too high to me. And oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me see. Oops. Okay. So now I can just move it because it's non-destructible. Hey, what's up, Charlie? Okay, so I think they're kind of too big. So I'm going to do local symmetry, scale it on down, and I want to rotate it up a little bit and back a little bit. And it was a little too high, so I kind of follow the pointy part of the eye line back, and that's where I attach the ear. And then I look where half the head is, and I kind of attach it right to the center of the cranium. And that's kind of how I do things. Hey, Mosin. Okay, let's get some cheeks in there. Cheek meat. It's not too often I get to add big facial, structural, fun things to females. So when I get to, I love to wallow in it. Okay, now I always say this, but I want to say it again just so, because I still do it, and I think I'll always do it. But Topological down here on my user interface that you can get. If you want this user interface or my brushes, you can go grab them for free over on 3dcharacterworkshop.com, where I give away all these brushes and this user interface. I need to update it because I'm going to be changing this brush, these two brushes out. Well, this trim cut brush out for the new knife brush, and then I've also moved out this or added this Move Infinite Depth brush, so I need to update it. But you can get this UI right now if you'd like. Thanks, Neil. There's the link for you that Neil graciously shared. Anyway, the top, and it has this topological masking button on here, and this topological masking essentially makes it so the first object you touch, if this is on, and you can turn it on for any brush. So say I'm using Move, and I turn Topological on. Now, if I start moving this one, it's not going to move anything else, right? So if I turn this off, it's going to move this and everything underneath it, right? So it's super powerful unless you're using regular masking with it, okay? So if this is masked for example, and you have topological turned on, that's like two ends of a north side of a magnet working against each other because it's two methods of masking. So you need to choose either regular masking or topological masking, not both. Okay? So yeah, so I'm going to turn off topological masking to finish editing this cheek meat. Can't think of a use for the trim brush now. Yeah, right? After the new knife brushes were added, it's kind of made that trim brush obsolete, I believe. It's so powerful. Okay. Let me pull this back into kind of a better smile here. I want her to kind of look like she can go anytime, you know, like witches do. It's my worst witch impression. Okay, and then we'll get some eyes in there and eyelids and all that business here in a second. Hey John, welcome to the stream. I want to give her one of those kind of, just some interesting nose silhouette from the side here too. And I'm starting to run out of geometry, so I'm going to tessimate. Okay. I've talked about tessimation in the past. Now I can turn on topological and move this, and it will want to kind of tuck that in so it doesn't stick out so much. It looks like I lost my symmetry a bit on this side. So I'm going to fix that by, you can only mirror from left to right, not from right to left. Better to sculpt from one sphere or several meshes, and why? It's several meshes because it's non-destructive. That's the short answer. I prefer doing it this way because it's non-destructive. Okay, so I'm going to mirror the whole thing and then do a mirror and weld. And that will make it symmetrical. Actually, I'm going to turn off local symmetry just to make sure, because local symmetry also affects mirror and weld. There we go. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? I know what you're talking about there. Okay, so let's do the saving. Save. Name this Witch 01. And let's duplicate this because I'm going to, and then hide the original. And then we're going to tessimate it. Hey Marco, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, Scrooge or something like that. All right. So let's go to tessimate under geometry. Tessimate. Okay, now you would think that you would need to hit this tessimation button to tessimate, but you don't actually. All you have to do is slide this slider and it'll start to do its job. So I'm just going to start to pull it down. You can see now it rebuilt the entire mesh. It kind of works like Sculptress Pro a bit. And the reason I want to tessimate is to average out the geometry across the entire piece. And I can, so now every piece that I have, every separate object has roughly the same density. So what that means is when I go to stitch all these objects together, the densities will match and I'll get a better stitch result, if that makes sense. So, and now I have higher density and now I can kind of even push in more detail. Why not Dynamesh? Because I don't want to stitch this together yet. I just want to And I like the way Tessimate does it better, and I like to use Sculptress Pro more than I like to use Dynamesh. So I really don't use Dynamesh that much anymore. I know you can keep groups, I just don't like it as much anymore. That's just my preference. So you can see this number right here. See how it says 0.29, right? So I'm going to just say 0.3 and type that in. And then if I turn on Sculptress Pro with this detail brush, okay, and then if I turn this subdivision level to 0.3, the same number, it will give me the same density. So, but the only thing I need to do is turn the adaptive size off, okay? Yes, I just like the algorithm for Tessimation better. Yeah, for sure. So now, see when I sculpt, it keeps the same density as I sculpt, and it's dynamically generated. So with Dynamesh, you have to rebuild the mesh every single time, the entire mesh. With Sculptress Pro, I never run out of geometry. For example, I can grab Snakehook brush, and I have infinite geometry. I can just, hey, what's up, Jimmy? So see, I just don't run out of geometry. It just keeps building. So I am building a witch. I'm your wife, not a witch. Or what does she say? I'm not a witch, I'm your wife. That's what she says. So this is her undercut. What is it called? Like underbite. There you go. An underbite. I'm going to give her some a lip here. Let me see. I don't really use clay buildup too much either, but in this instance I might. Because I just want to build up a lip. Yes, I have a course online, and it's called the 3D Character Workshop. It's right above my head. So if you go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com, you can find out more about the course. Thanks for asking. Okay, I'm actually going to lower this a little bit. How's it going, Jimmy? What have you been up to? Crank this intensity up a little bit. So also with Sculptress Pro that you don't get with Dynamesh is you can increase the detail anywhere you want and leave it light in other places. Hey, what's up, Tom? How you doing, man? Yeah, if you want to see Jimmy's work, he's an amazing sculptor. Go check it out. At the link Neil just posted there. Working for clients, negotiations, portfolio pieces. Yep, typical. Okay, another thing you can do with Sculptress Pro that you can't really do with Dynamesh, well, you can, but if you rebuild the mesh, it's going to ruin it. So essentially on my pinch brush, I turn Sculptress Pro off of just this brush. I don't know why it's on for this brush, but usually I have it turned off, and that way it will pinch the geometry together and give me a much cleaner result. This nice clean pinch, and I can take it all the way up here. And now I don't have to Dynamesh it. I just need to be careful not to smooth too close to that pinch, and I'll be able to keep it. Even if I stitch the pieces together, that will stay. If I were to Dynamesh this now, it would lose that pinch. it wouldn't look as nice. All right, James, good luck. Yeah, the pinch brush is amazing. And I do have to give a shout out to Malachus the Black. That's what he goes by. Because he made the original Ma cut brush that this pinch brush is based on. Is it normal that I can't make stylized characters because every time I try it turns out to be realistic? Since I've been making realistic characters from the start, it's not uncommon. It's very common for people to do that. And the reason why is because you're leaning on your tropes, the things that you know. And so you're always leaning on those things and putting anatomy where it should be simplified. And it's kind of a hard habit to get past, but it's completely doable. You can get past it. And the easiest way to get past it is to find a concept of a stylized character and see if you can nail that concept without making it realistic. Just make it look like the cartoony concept, and that will start to break you of your habits. Okay, so I'm going to stitch this together. Yeah, this is what it looks like, Jimmy. What do you think so far? It's like this hitting all the things, you know. I just need to merge all these pieces together and give her some eyebrows. I might make her forehead not so forward, just kind of slope it back a little bit more so she looks a little more feminine. Give her a big old wart on her nose and maybe, you know, like give her some wrinkles. I gotta give her some wrinkles going down that neck. Yeah, totally. So hot. And I wanted to give her elfish ears. Yeah, I was pretty excited to do this one. It sounded like a fun deal. Do I do retopology in ZBrush by hand? Not if I'm doing a full character, but I will occasionally if I'm doing pieces and parts. Oh, yeah. Flip-flops, yep. Nice. Okay. Back, like what you can see, you're having that big old like humped back, like I keep thinking like the one in what's that Pixar movie with Merida with the red hair? Brave, like the witch in Brave. Yeah, it kind of does look like a goblin. Okay. So let's stitch this together. Save it again. Save as. Okay. Oh, in Legend, yes. I actually thought a lot about the one in Legend. Man, that one's and the goblins in there. The goblins and the like the sea hag, their facial structure is very similar to me. I remember being fascinated by that facial structure when I first saw it when I was like, when did it come out? Like I was 14 or something. Good old Tom Cruise and I know her as the girl from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Yeah, for sure, man. Okay, so now witches do look like goblins. Okay, so I'm going to show you right now what I mean by Dynamesh versus this. So somebody kept asking why not Dynamesh. Okay, so we'll hide this one, and we'll Dynamesh this one. Okay. Now look at the stitch or the pinch that I did. Okay. And then we'll Dynamesh this. So I got to guess at kind of what this is going to be. And what resolution? I'm going to crank this up to maybe like a 512 or so, hit Dynamesh, and what's going on here? Oh, because we Dynameshed this one. There we go. Okay, so see this? It's given me, it stitched everything together, but it rebuilt the entire mesh, and it got rid of this crease. So if I undo this and I crank it up even more, which I don't want to crank it up more, but I have to get those details. Let's go into like 1,000, try that. Okay, so now it did hold on to this stuff, but it's way too dense. It's too dense. I can't really work with that, right? Because it went from this to way more dense. Boom. It looks nice, but now I can't work with the surface because it's too dense. Okay, so let's keep that. So before it was about 81,000, and after it is almost 1 million. So 900,000. Yeah. So let's check this out. Johnny, so I'll be back home on Thursday, and then I'm going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb with my beta testers, and if it's all clear, then I'm going to release it soon. So be looking forward to that. And if you guys don't know what he's talking about, so the 3D Character Workshop has now been out for almost 4 years, 3.5, 4 years. And I decided it was time to add a lot more information because I've watched some of my students struggle and need some more information on some particular areas. So what I've done is I added some weekly challenges, and those weekly challenges I kind of went back over the initial content that I had in the course, but I went a little bit deeper, but I did it in such a way that it's not like a scripted lesson. It's kind of like this, like I'm talking to you right now. It's more personable, and then I go back, and as I did those weekly challenges, I did them so people could ask me some questions if they had any questions. So some of the things that I couldn't remember, I was able to address right then. And then I was also able to review some of the students' work, and then you can watch those reviews back. It was recorded. And so it's like a personal challenge every single week. And so far I have 7 weeks worth, I think. Is it 7, Neil, or 8? I'm trying to remember. And then I have more weeks planned after that. But I'm going to release 2.0 before the course is actually complete with those the rest of those challenges, because it's open-ended, so I can continue to add more challenges because I have a bunch in my mind, like 3D printing and rendering and all this stuff, you know. So I'm pretty excited about it, but it's coming together really nice. And yeah, so, and if you get in now, because after it's done, I'm going to be sending out emails, but after it's done, I will be increasing the price because of all the content. The content's almost doubling, so I've already tripled the content of what it was when I released almost 4 years ago. So, and I don't charge for updates, just like Pixologic doesn't charge for updates. I don't do that either. Okay, so let's stitch this together, and you can see what happens with this one. So again, let's check out the point count before I stitch. It's 81,000, and if I open this up. Oh yes, that's true. So, sorry, they're doing garbage outside. So on some of the challenges, I brought in special guests that were even more knowledgeable than myself in a certain subject that I talk about for that week. And for example, Paul Gabery from Pixologic's one of them. Hey, what's up, Ika? How's it going? Yeah, I've lost 1 pound or 2. So Dynamesh is not preferable for realistic sculpting. I wouldn't say that, because I'm doing stylized sculpting. A lot of people still use Dynamesh. It's a completely viable workflow. I'm just saying for stylized characters, personally, I like to use this workflow better. I used to use Dynamesh. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I'm just saying I now prefer using Sculptris Pro because it's available to me. So, okay. So remesh by union, we'll stitch it together. Okay, and essentially what that does is that will stitch everything together without rebuilding the surface. It will only it will assign new polygroups. That's why you saw the colors change. But you'll notice that all the density remains. It's all the same. And you'll see that the points actually got reduced. So it's now 57,000 because all of the interior geometry is now deleted. It works like Dynamesh, so interior stuff goes away. So that's why it's even less. And you can see it kept all of the mesh density that I had. It kept this crease that I had. It keeps everything. It's non-destructive. So, I mean, it's destructive in the fact that it stitches everything together, but it's non-destructive in the fact that it doesn't rebuild the entire mesh like Dynamesh does. So now you just click on this gear, hit accept, and we're good to go. But you've got to remember to turn symmetry back on, right, Neil? Okay, so now you can look at this. It's just as clean, just as nice, but now I have light density. I don't have that heavy Dynamesh density. So, and I'm still, I can turn on Sculptris Pro with my smooth brush, and now I can come in here and clean up these stitches and kind of blend things together like this. It's almost like running your thumb across clay where you've stuck two pieces of clay together and you want to just kind of smooth out that transition. Like so. And this will definitely rebuild the surface as you're sculpting, but that's kind of what you want. Hey, Ashley's in his house. How's it going, A Cubed? I'm making a witchy woman. Ooh, ooh, witchy woman. Isn't that an Eagles song or something? Who sings that? Oh yes, thanks, Neil. Yeah, 1.0 will not go away. You will just get access to 2.0, and 1.0 you'll still have access to that. It'll still be there. So it's just additional content. It's not replacing the content. Smoothing this out. Electric Light Orchestra sings Witchy Woman. Do they have a version of it? Eagles. All right, thanks, Mark. I knew you'd know. All right, Cricket. I'm saying I'm not calling you a witchy woman. Actually, I hope that's not how you're. I'm saying I'm making a witch. I'm making a Halloween witch. That's what this is. And I was singing "Witchy Woman" by the Eagles because it's a witchy woman. It's a witch. That's what I'm trying to say. How are you? You speak to the age-old professional industry problem. You can't work here without experience, but you can't get experience without working here. Yeah, so what I would do for that is I would try and get freelance work first if you can. And you know, you can find freelance work if you know where to look, I guess. Because there's so many people looking for models. And they're looking for models for their projects or whatever it is. Just make sure you're getting compensated and you're not doing it for free, please. Okay? Because you're not, if you do work for exposure, you're not doing anyone any favors at all. Not even yourself. Or don't do it for promised work in the future, ever. They say, this will lead to more work. No. Yeah, do these first couple characters for free, and then it'll lead to more work if we land the contract. Yeah, never ever take those deals, ever. Please. Save yourself some headache and heartache and time. Yeah, Jimmy, you're an artist. You just do this for fun, right? Yeah, I feed my children with fun. That's what they eat. They live on exposure. I paid for my house with exposure. Yeah, I think Ashley and I and Jimmy, we could go on and on and on about that crap. I could have so much more money. I thought I had to do it all for the love of the craft. You need a t-shirt with that on there. Yeah, for the love of the craft. Because there is a love there, and it runs deep, I'm not going to lie. That attitude is still a thing, unfortunately. Especially in, I want to say student dreamers, or indie game development dreamers. And what that means is, hi, I'm in school trying to become a game designer. I have this giant dream to make my dream game, to then release it on like Greenlight on Steam or something, but I have no money and I need to put a team together to make my dream come true. You're an artist, right? You make characters, right? How about we get together and make this game for free? Yeah. Don't do that. Please don't do that. If you're in school with them and you're on a game team, this is my little asterisk, right? If you're in a game school, like say a local school that has a game program is University of Utah. They have a fantastic gaming program, and they put together teams and they make independent games. And that, if that's your thing, and you're trying to become a character artist and you're actually going to school for it like that, then by all means, please do. Please join the team and do the thing. That's part of your reason you're there. But I'm just saying, if you're just an independent game developer, character modeler, and somebody comes to you like that and says, hey, do you want to join my team outside of the school for free? That's when red flags should go up. Took a freelance contract that sounded good on paper, but my inexperience asked few questions and ended up getting paid like $3 per asset. Oh, you're killing me. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, it still happens often. People taking advantage of inexperienced people, because it's what I would call a rock star job. It's something that a lot of people want to do, and there's a lot of competition, and you have to be extremely good at it to get the, like a rock star. You have to be good at. You have to be really good at it, I guess. Saying I'm any good at it, but I'm just saying that you have to, or you have to know people. That's another part of it. But yeah, please don't take jobs just for the exposure, no matter how good it sounds. You asked too many questions, let's go for it. Oh gosh. Yeah. And I'm not perfect. I had a few of those jobs myself, and I learned from them. Yeah, and another good piece of advice I'm going to give you right now too is never undercut or underbid the first job with a company, hoping that it will lead to higher paid jobs. Okay? that's not the way to go about it either. I learned that the hard way, because you feel like you're doing that company a favor just so you can get in the door. But the problem is, then that company expects you to do every single character for the initial price that you lowballed them. Because for them, it's a great deal. For you, it's not a good deal. So that just leads to pain and suffering. That's a good, decent ear. You've done that too, Jimmy? Yep. Yeah, because you're trying to get in good with them, right? You're just like, yeah, I'll do you solid and give you this first one for, you know, whatever amount of money that you wouldn't normally do. And then the next one, if you land the job or land the gig or whatever, then, you know, I'll charge you my regular rate. Well, no. They're like, well, and sometimes they'll even get the job based on that initial quote that you gave them, and that's even then that turns out bad for them as well, because then they're like, well, you did this first one for this amount, and that's how much we thought you would do these for, and now we're kind of stuck in a bad bid. So yeah, it does. It applies to all types of art, all types of music, even any kind of creative, even web design, whatever it is that you're going to do, don't do that. I had flat rates personally. Yes, flat rates. Unless you slap on caveats like includes 3 or 4 revisions, additional revisions. That's, yeah, flat. You hate flat rates. Yeah, flat rates kind of fall under, I like hourly better. I think this is what Ashley's saying is hourly is better because then you get paid for the time you put in. Versus this character is this much, this character is this much, because you don't know how long it's going to take, and if you commit to that cost up front, then it's more like a salaried job versus an hourly job, right? And then yes, work in feedbacks or revisions, they're called. Work those prices into your bid. Otherwise, they'll just keep changing forever. And if they know that each change is going to cost them money, then they're way more reluctant. And they'll hopefully just tell you what they want the first time and not make changes and not redesign right in the middle of it. That's the worst. Yeah, that's Tom. That works in anything, right? Good, fast, cheap. You pick 2 of them. There you go. You don't end up eating their indecision. Yeah, because sometimes they know what they want until they see what they don't want, and then they change it, and then you end up eating that indecision and that change, and that's not good. Okay, what am I doing here? Are there deadlines? Absolutely. But that's the deadlines, that's what you set up with the company that you set up the contract with. They'll let you know when they need it. Or they'll like to do that BS thing where they trickle notes to you. Oh, and as per the last set of notes you addressed, we didn't mention we wanted this too. That happens often. Yeah, trickle notes. That's a good way to put it. Trickle notes. Oh man. And then it's like sometimes it can be a never-ending trickle of notes. Okay, so there's the Dynamesh density. I'm getting rid of this one. Delete it. Okay. Such a pretty gal. I think I might give her some stretchy eyes. I'm not sure. I'm trying to decide. Yeah, So it's like that meme, you know, of the art director sitting over the top of like the person doing the art, and he's like, move it a little to the right, a little to the right, a little to the, and every single time just like, ah, it becomes very infuriating. Just add, you're very much open to go into a new agreement where all the new feedback is summed up. Yep. Yeah. Can you show how to sculpt folds for cloth? I'm getting screwed at work for it. So what do you mean? It depends on the concept and the cloth and how it's draped, and cloth has kind of a map to it. Like it has tension and a weight and a story, like how it's hanging. And so I could show you how to sculpt a fold, but you know, it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be what you're talking about. It depends on there's so many factors, you know. This does kind of remind me of the witch from Legend, huh? Just needs a lot more warts and a lot more like wetness, like and moss and swampy crap. I want to give her a pointy head, like a vulture. Maybe more swooped forehead, like a bumpy head. Yeah, participate in the live Sculpt Off. It's kind of Green Goblin. I'm making a witch, attempting my own design. You'll see when I get her hat on and, you know, make her more witchy, witchish, witch. Okay, and I don't think I want to give her eyebrows like you know, Whoopi Goldberg doesn't have eyebrows. It's the weirdest thing. You never really notice until you notice. Next time you see Whoopi Goldberg, no eyebrows. What do you need eyebrows for? All right, make sure this thing is filled. And then I'm gonna go like a yellow. Yeah, something like that. It's funny because I'm growing Gandalf eyebrows. It's so crazy in my old age. Like I'll get a normal eyebrow hair. Sorry about that if I clinked you in the ear. I'll get a normal eyebrow hair, and then behind it will grow gray, and so this gray extension on the inside of it will push it out for, and so then it becomes like this long gangly Gandalf hair. And I'm like, I tell my wife, I'm like, don't get rid of it. I need it. So my transformation into a wizard can be complete. How long is the sculpt up? Yeah, 3 hours. Okay. All right, I'm just trying some stuff here with these eyes. Yeah, 3 hours. Oh my goodness. That was... My comment went up in chat. What do you... Realistic cloth bulbs for a cotton pant with knee? Honestly, The only thing you can do is, well, not the only thing. The best thing you can do, in my opinion, my advice, is to get as much reference for that as possible. And if that character is in a pose, get a garment, wear it that's kind of similar to that pose, or get somebody else to wear it for you. Get them in that pose, and then take a picture of them wearing that, so you can get the wrinkles right. That's what I do for every single. But if it's realistic, you might even want to look into something like Marvelous Designer, where it's going to give you those wrinkles out of the box, you know, like with the simulation. That's kind of the best realistic wrinkles that you're going to get. That's what they use in all the realistic games and films and everything like that. So, but to sculpt it, you need reference. You can't just kind of pull it out of your brain. I can't personally. I need reference. So that's my advice, is get as much possible reference as you can, and then go from there. Okay. I'm going to duplicate these. I mean, like this witch, I'm making up the witch for the most part, but I still have a bunch of reference images over on the side of I have my iPad set up, and I have some reference images of some shapes that I really like. So I'm just kind of borrowing from you know, just different designs here and there, and kind of putting together my own kit bash thing. That's what I do. Reference is king. The white thumbnail without background is a plugin or something. Oh, are you talking about the silhouette in the top left corner? This thing? This is the silhouette. So if you want to change it so it looks like this, it's usually black on a white background that looks like kind of a square, right? If you want to change it the other way so it looks like that, then you change this color to black right here. Okay, so change this to black. Here, I'll change it to white just so you can kind of see what it does. There we go. Okay, so it's white. If you go to preferences, it's called silhouette, I believe. Where is that thing? And thumbnail? Maybe it's thumbnail. There it is. Okay, so thumbnail. See how it says background right here? If I click that background, this is how it ships with ZBrush, right? You can turn it off, on and off, so it actually looks like a model. You can turn it completely off like that, or you can change the background color. Okay, if I change it back to black, because anything in ZBrush, 100% black is transparent. So if I go back to click on background with black, it switches it to look, I guess I didn't go 100% black. Hold on. It's close, but not quite. Okay, there we go. Do it again. Background, boom. Now it disappears because it's transparent and gives you a white one. All right. Do you have any tips for creating clean, sharp, angled trim like zigzags? I would say use the new knife brush. Yeah, the theme is reimagine, pretty open-ended. You just redesign iconic characters, yeah. Do you guys have an existing concept of work from beforehand? Jimmy, when I've done it in the past, the Sculpt off, I did kind of have a rough sketch in mind, and then when I did the Sculpt off, they let me bring a background image that I could then use in Photoshop. So I don't know if you guys remember what it looked like. So I did the Sculpt off. This, I think it was the second year they ever had it, I want to say. Hold on a second. And I was lucky enough to get third place. That was pretty cool. But this was before they did things the way they're doing them. So hold on a second, I'm going to show you what it looks like here. And then Okay, so if you go over to ZBrush Live, okay, why won't it come up? Is it full screen? Why? Here, I don't know that I can show you this. There it is. Okay, I just had to exit ZBrush out of full screen, but this is the image that I made for the Sculpt off. So for that one, and I don't think they allow this anymore, but for that one, I had this image. It was just an image of a field full of dandelions because I wanted to do this dandelion for the Sculpt off. And I also, they let you bring in super simple IMM brushes, I think. And so I had this one seed as an IMM brush, and they let you use your own brushes too. So I had my interface up, and then I was able to sculpt. But that's it. And I had a rough sketch of this. My buddy Jason Kim helped me out with the flow and stuff of this design, but it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, but man, was it stressful. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was very stressful. Okay. Yeah, losing his, well, it was very dear to my heart, like losing his hair, right? It's like, no. Yeah, he's like, my seeds, no. It was funny too, because it was pretty, I wanted to do something very simplistic that I could actually get done in that amount of time and without stressing out too much, but man, it stressed me out. Oh my gosh. The story I tell about it is that I brought my, man, this needs a better eye socket. I had some headphones on, not too much unlike the ones I'm wearing right now, and the cord was like laying on my chest, and I could hear my heartbeat through my headphones because it was beating so hard on the wire crossing my chest. I remember that vaguely, and it was just like, man, I was so nervous because that was during the time when they did it live. So I was in a room with all the other sculptors, and it was hot because all the machines were screaming, and yeah, it was crazy. I think I'm gonna make her kind of a mad witch where she's smiling but she's angry. And I only remember any other times being that stressed, and that one was King Stressor. It was crazy. That was crazy. And I also did, you know, the Sculpt off online. I like that much better. I'm a lot less stressed because I'm working in my familiar environment, not, you know, not there live. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this. Maybe softer, bulkier. Yeah, thanks. Oh man. Be able to handle it live. Performance, yeah, performance anxiety to the max. And just being in there, I mean, I was in there with some of the top sculptors ever. You know, it's like that whole Bill and Ted, we're not worthy comes to mind. You know, it's like, why am I here? And since then, I've made good friends with a lot of them. You know, like Martin Van Hoven. He's amazing, and he does some incredible sculpts. And he was sitting right across the way from me, just and like Marco Plouffe and Eric Sosa, and yeah, just a room full of incredible sculptors. And here I am sculpting this stupid dandelion. Oh my gosh. No, it's a good experience. You should join regardless. It's a good experience. That's how you get better, honestly. So as stressful and as freaked out as I was, I would not trade the experience for the world. It was great. Like I said, I made a ton of really good friends, and I'd do it again. Yeah, man. Try it, do it. I actually have an idea for the Sculpt off, because I think they're going to have us live sculptors. They're going to have us do a different one that is more kind of training stuff and chatting with each other and talking about how we do our live sculpts and things like that. So that'll be kind of fun. Excuse me. Just got back from class. My professor just told us about the Sculpt off. I've never heard of it before. Yeah, Amber, do it. Join us. Okay, I don't know what happened there. It's like I got a weird hole in that ear. That's another thing about Sculptris Pro, is it's very self-healing. Like it heals itself well if there's like ever a punched hole or something crazy. But yeah, like I said, the Sculpt off is a great experience. No matter how experienced are you, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's the experience that you're after, and getting better is what you're after, and just that experience is great. And I'm glad that Pixologic does it every year and gives people the opportunity. Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, this is stressful. What I'm doing right now, it's a lot less stressful than it used to be. I used to be a nervous wreck, but I've gotten used to it, and I enjoy it quite a bit. It forces me to sculpt, and I like it. Okay, duplicate this. Let's see here. I want to testimate these eyelids. So they're really very low density, and I want to make them higher density. So I'm going to Control Subdivide, get rid of the lower subdivision level, and then testimate it. Okay. And the eyes are behind it, so I need to scale it up just a little bit. Yeah, forces me to sculpt, and I like it. Who sings that original song? Oh. Okay, what brush am I on? I need this one. There we go. Poison vibe. Hey Yassine, how's it going? What time we got? Okay, about 45 minutes left. All right. Sometimes I like trying new things, and I like making eyelids this way, like revealing the eye underneath. And that way I can kind of control exactly where the eyelid is going to be. So I wanted to have, usually you don't want to show lower eyelids on females because it's unappealing. In stylized females, that is. But with witches or old men, you want it there because it ages them up quickly. And yeah, you're able to control it pretty easily. Yeah, that's going to be the new trend. Hide your lower eyelids. Oh gosh. But it's true, if you ever like try and put lower eyelids on a female, now it can be done, but it needs to be super subtle. And the more realistic the female, the easier it is to put actual lower eyelids on there. But like wrinkly eye bags are perfect for a wrinkly witch. Did you get your lower eyelids removed, Ashley? Oh, funny. That's a great Stylized sculpt done for a while. She needs textures. I think I might try some PBR. Do it. Do it. I'm going to pull this back. There we go. That better. I still think your neck is too big. It needs to be small. Yeah. First it was the eyebrows. Now it's my lower lids. Oh, man. Too funny. I really want her chin and like underneath here to be just like wrinkle stilt skin. All right. But I'm going to give her some eyelashes, some beautiful, beautiful eyelashes. She'll be so pretty. Let me lower this a little bit, a little too high. You know, it's kind of fun to concept in 3D. I do have to admit that. I don't do it much, but when I do, it's a lot of fun. Isn't it, Ashley? He does it every time. Yes, it is. That's the answer I was looking for. Yep, a divided. Yeah, give her a butt chin. That'd be good. Just say it's a healthy chin. I want to give her a couple, like split this up into multiple wrinkles because there's a lot of weight happening down here. And kind of, I want her squinting a little bit too. Oh, there'll be warts. But warts come at the end. You have to understand the order in which you do things. Detail comes last, kids. Always. If you take one thing away from this today, is that details come last. Always. It's the icing on the cake. You gotta make the cake first. Gotta make the cake before you ice it. Otherwise, you'll have a pile of icing. Not saying that's bad. Oh yeah, nose hair. I don't know what bug, but nose hair for sure. Warts with hair for sure. Okay, I think I'm gonna build up. I might build up a wrinkle from the head. See, now I can, if I wanted to, I could merge these eyelids into the head and then kind of blend these together. I'll join the sculpt off and start with the details. Do it. Work backwards. How's it going, Babu? I haven't said hello to you yet. How's it going? I'll show him. I'll do the detail first. I'm about to the detail stage. Okay. Why can't I get this to freaking zoom though? There we go. All right. Hey, John, thanks. It's a witch, but it would work as a goblin as well. Okay, here we go. Save as. See, I'm saving it as witch 2. So it's got to be a witch because that's what I named it. Once it gets a hat on. New word? You didn't know what a wart was? You call it a fisheye in Spain? That's crazy. Interesting. I learned something new today. Ojo de pescado? Is that how you say it? Pescado? Fran? And is it ojo? Or how do you, well, not that you can tell me how to say that, but do you pronounce the J like H? I don't know. I don't want to butcher the language. I apologize. Okay. And also you save the warts for last because they'll be asymmetrical. So you don't want to put symmetrical things yet. Okay, back to, I was going to build up a an eye bag underneath, kind of tucked back up in here. Really? Awesome. Fake it till you make it. That's what I do. I took some Spanish. Not much, but enough to know that you roll your D's. Like a pescado, right? Like a TH. And then would be fun. Okay, see how this is kind of going up around and pointing down the nose? I want that, and I want it bigger. So that's a happy accident that I want to exploit. Yeah. It usually turns into the cheek meat, but today we're gonna have it turn into an eye bag. So not as realistic as it could be. But hey. Cheek meat. That's my official term for that area. My students all know it. Cheek meat. And you know why? Because they'll remember it. If you turn it into funny, you remember funny. You don't remember scientific terms for things. That's my philosophy. Yep, eye meat, and she's missing eye meat. She needs some like right here. That's where the eye meat goes. Yeah. Yep, the hand butt. Yep, there's the hand butt. Gotta remember that. And an anatomical snuff box. There are some things in anatomy that the name that was given is enough. Yeah, snuff box. Oh my gosh. And the weenus. That's a funny term we can all use and get behind. I'm just kind of building up this extra skin. See, and all of a sudden it adds all this cool little fun interest. I'm gonna get banned if I keep saying medical terms. Meibomian glands. Trying to figure this out. I want it to be more angry. It needs to be more angry. You know what I want to do? Because you know that smile that Jim Carrey can do, like when he's trying to imitate Jack Nicholson, or that Jack Nicholson can do for that matter. That's kind of what I want. I want to push this up higher and get that down lower. So I'm going to try it. Here we go. Yeah, kind of Grinch smile. I mean, that is Jim Carrey, the live action Grinch. Maybe bring this out more. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try this elastic brush. Yeah, there we go. That's what see that? That's what I'm talking about. And then bring this clear back. There, yes. Yes. It's happening. Okay. Now let's do some supporting stuff. I kind of like the fact that her eyes are just white. Because sometimes I'll just keep white eyes in there until I decide to add a pupil or something. But sometimes it fits the character so well that you just leave it. All right, I want to make this thicker though. Like she needs the part underneath that is the brow of the skull. Yeah, Jim Carrey is one of my favorite actors of all time. And he's actually an artist himself. Or at least he tries. I like his art. And he has some good philosophies. I feel bad for him when he kind of lost himself for a time. And I think it drove him a little crazy. And what I mean by that is when he played Andy, you know, the Man on the Moon, Andy from, what's the name of that movie? And he was in character, and he would not break character for like, I don't know how many months. Yeah, Andy Kaufman, thanks. Yeah, he does huge paintings. And he stayed in character for so long, he kind of lost who he was, his personality a bit. And it kind of rocked his world, because he's like, if I can be anybody, then who am I? That was his whole thing. And he, you know, it's true. If you take on someone else's persona and personality for that long, that you actually lose who you were before, of course it's going to mess with your mind, you know? Yeah, it might have been what happened to Heath too with the Joker. Speaking of Joker, yeah, I don't know how safe that is, how smart that is to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it really did mess with his mind. He said that it did. He did say it changed who he was originally, when he did kind of go back to being who he was. But he had a real kind of personality struggle there for a while. that rhino burst scene. I remember I was in the theater when I watched Ace Ventura 2, where he was in that rhino. And I remember I was on the floor. I could not stop laughing. I was laughing so hard when I first saw that. And I was embarrassed for myself because I could not control it. I was laughing so loud. That was one of the funniest bits I've ever seen in my life. Oh man. I saw it at this old theater in Salt Lake City called The Villa. And it's been torn down since then. It was one of those theaters that had so much personality to it. Kind of like the Man Chinese Theater in Hollywood. I never remember if it's the Chinese Man Theater or the Man Chinese Theater. I can't remember. But you know, the big one in Hollywood, but it's all decorated so cool. And this Villa Theater was kind of decorated like that, and I miss it. That's where I saw Aladdin. It was cool. And Scrooge, like the original black and white Scrooge, when we went on a field trip with the school to see Scrooge in that theater. And they had these giant pickles that you could get. Huge pickles. And you just sit and crunch them while you're watching a movie. You see a fireball fall on his hand from the torch he was holding. In what? Yeah, I think you're right, Cricket. Okay. In Ace Ventura 2, is that what you're talking about, Cricket? Hey, what's up, Pete? Not sure how true, but I heard that Anthony Hopkins had the same issue with the Silence of the Lamb movies. Ah, yeah, that would make sense. Until he got it, but because his hand reacted, but not his face. Yeah, it was kind of the same when I'm trying to think in Lord of the Rings when what's the Ranger, the actor of the Ranger? I want to say Yago. What's his name? Anyway, he kicked a helmet on the battlefield and it broke his foot, and he screamed super loud, and they kept it in the movie. Let's see. He like literally busted his foot. Vigo? How do you say that? Yeah. Anyway, yes, him. Yeah, Viggo Mortensen. Thank you. There we go. Look at this. Look at this lizard neck. Build that up. Viggo. I want to get some of those wrinkles happening down here. A billion wrinkles. It's kind of hard not to make it look like hair, though. What I'm trying to do is just kind of give me some direction. Oh, he did break a tooth. That's right. That movie was rough on him. I don't want it to look hairy, just wrinkly. All right, thanks for hanging out. Always a pleasure, Ash. Take care. See you in the ZBrush Summit, I'm sure. Let's better when you fade the radio of your clay buildup brush to around 15. Yeah, I have a brush that's specifically that, called the fill brush right here. So, but for this one, I like it because it gives me happy accidents. See, like the fill brush is just a lot softer. That's what I use to build up these eyebrows. I kind of want to make this nose more pointy, more crooked. I was trying to make it cartoony, but I think I want it pointy. Yeah, I do that too sometimes if it's more realistic. Keep looking at my watch that I don't have on. Okay. Let's see here. And then I can come back in and see where it's given me these cuts and wrinkles and stuff. I can come back in with this brush and amplify them if I want. I can mask them and pull them out as well, but it's like a good... I want some of that going on in these the jowls. There's a lot of loose skin in the jowls. So kind of I don't know about that. A little too much, I think. Because I still want to keep it clean and, you know, don't want it too crazy texture detail, but okay. I think her jaw is too wide. I want to make her cheeks bigger or wider, say. It's very masculine still. And I think it's, I'm going to try this, but I think putting eyelashes, and that's all it'll take to make it feminine. We'll see. Here we go. Do a dark green. Maybe something like this. And I'll pull some stuff off of it. Hey, Uncle Jesse, how you doing, man? Thanks for swinging by. Thank you. I'm trying for fun and creepy. So, yeah, I got it. Thank you. All right, split. Mass points. There we go. All right. I was going to say achievement get. Yep. Matt's a good friend of mine. I need to talk to that guy. It's been too long. He now works for Epic and he does a bunch of Fortnite skins. Let's see, dynamic. The thickness. Nice. Yeah, he and I worked together at Disney. And we actually gave a presentation together at the ZBrush Summit the same year that I did that Sculpt, the live Sculpt off. So you can go watch that back from a random creeper. Yep, if I talk to him again, I will. Okay, so now I want to just kind of make some lashy lashes. Oops. All right, Z modeler. I don't know if this is going to work now. Let's see, I'm trying to remember how you extrude. Move, is it? Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. Oh yeah. Well, it's an ode to the witch from Warner Brothers. So if you know, I'm trying to remember her name. Maybe Mark can help me out. Or Neil, any of those guys. There was like this witch, and she had eyelashes and warts and everything. But whenever she would run, there would be, yeah, Witch Hazel. There you go. Neil got it. Yeah, so Witch Hazel. Whenever she would run, she would leave these hairpins in her wake. Witch Hazel. That's been a long time. She's on my reference board for this witch. With the funnest voice. All right, let's see what this looks like. I'm just going to tell you right now, easiest way to make your character look feminine. Give her eyelashes. Long eyelashes. You could put eyelashes on a pig, and all of a sudden it's a girl pig. You could put eyelashes on a car, on headlights, and all of a sudden it's a girl car. Like international language of girl. I don't know, or feminine or something. I don't know what's going on with that. See that? Female. Okay, I think we can give her a wart now. I think it's time. A wart or two. Let's crank up the intensity on this good old inflate brush. And we have wart. You skip bottom lashes on style? No, not all the time. Like I was thinking about giving her some bottom eyelashes actually, but I won't take them to the end. I'll usually make them disappear around here or something. So it depends. I still may put some on her, but we'll see. Beautiful, eh? Okay, I want to shrink this neck down. Oops. There we go. Give her a really skinny, scrawny neck. And then I just want to quickly block out kind of how I see her hat. Yeah, inflate makes the best warts. Okay, so I want her hat to be, well, I want to make sure this is filled with this color so I don't lose it. Okay, and then I want to go purple. Purple, purple. Maybe something like this. Okay. There we go. You'll see me check that I have the correct subtool selected every now and then by pushing Shift F to just show the wireframes. That's what I'm doing because I want to build the hat on top of the head. If you ever wonder. Whoop. This is just my insert multi-mesh cylinder, and I will be shaping this hat. But I like to work in single-sided, so I'm going to get rid of the thickness on this thing and just work with a single-sided version of it. And how I do that is I split it, so split hidden edges, or unmask points, arrow down to select it. Then I go to do group by normals. That's going to put everything past 45 degrees in its own group. Then I can just isolate this bottom piece and then do delete hidden. Now I just have a single-sided thing. I can turn on double, or I can turn on dynamic subdivisions and add a little bit of thickness right here. Or a lot more thickness. There we go. And it does have a hard edge to it, and it's very, very low density on purpose. Now I can just start to shape it and shape it around her head and make it have some good flavor. Like a cook, add spices, make it have some spices. You can also grab the elastic brush and affect more. It'll have a bigger fall off. See this fall off? And it's a little spongier too. But sometimes it doesn't always work. Like it's not really working for me right now. It works better with long stranded things like hair and belts and whatnot. Instawart, Instabrim. Okay, I want her ears to kind of stick through here. Have a big, huge, ridiculous brim on the front and a small one on the back. I have this kind of cool reference of a hat like that, and I like it a lot, so I'm gonna probably have to pull her ears down and out around this a little more, but into do one of these. Maybe make it bigger. Is it possible to merge two geometries with one with subdivision levels and the other one with Dynamesh? No. Yes, you can merge them together, but the one with subdivision levels is going to lose its subdivision levels and become whatever subdivision level you have it set at. It's going to act as though you just deleted all the rest of the subdivision levels. Okay. And that's why I like to keep everything kind of low, so I can adjust this stuff. Okay, and then I'll put a top on there. Okay. I might leave this separate. I'm gonna split it. Because the way I designed this cylinder, it has a quad top on it, and it has, yeah, sure, Tom. It has no spans down the length. So what that means is I can mask one end of it off. And then I can move the gizmo to the other side. Let's try it again with symmetry turned off. And then I can scale it on down to almost pretty much a point. Oops. And let's see here. Okay, I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to put some spans in now and then kind of shape it. I can also do this with like Z-spheres or, you know, different kinds of insert. Come on. You can do it. Insert. Okay. Insert. There we go. Something like this. Now I can kind of just start to shape, and I want it to kind of turn and hang like a droopy witch hat. Droopy witch hat. Reminds me of Jim Gaffigan. Hot pockets. Oh, what did I hit? Okay. Sometimes I hit keys and I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. What time we got? Oh, it's almost time. Okay, I'm going to turn off pieces. Div. I want to insert a mesh down here, or insert a loop. It'll hold its shape better. Maybe one here. Okay, then I need to shape this base so it matches up with that. You can see it sticking through down here. Just fix that, and then when I get hair, the hair will also add to her femininity. And then I'll put a like a hat strap with a big buckle on it, maybe. Be kind of fun. Okay, let me change this hat brim a little bit. See what happens if I do this and this. It's a little softer, a little thicker. And let's crank up the smoothness. There we go. And one more thing I want to give her is a tooth. One solemn, lonely little tooth. Let's split it off. Finishing touch. It's not really the finishing touch, but it's part of it. She needs some painting and colors. Thanks, Joanne. Yeah, it's kind of like a ball cap a little bit. Like this big giant. I want to kind of bend it even back further, like the wind is blowing it back, you know? But, okay, let's add some darker color. Maybe even some purple. Go bold, try purple. Okay. Let's crank up the RGB intensity here. Okay. Not that much. There we go. We're just going to add some ambient occlusion here. Oh, it's not symmetrical, dang it. Oh well. Here, I'm going to undo those. Do it again, but symmetrically. This man, thank you. This man, I'm Shane Olson. Nice to meet you. And the software I'm using is ZBrush, Pixologic ZBrush. And I stream live on Pixologic's ZBrush channel every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So, and this is like my 100 and something episode, I think. I should be getting close to 200 now, right, Neil? Something like that? I don't even know. Get some shadows up in there. Okay. Come on, grab it. Grab it. Doesn't want to grab it. Should give her like some blue eyeshadow or something ridiculous. That one, yeah. That one guy. That one dude. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna grab some red and just warm her up in maybe some pink. Yeah. Pink. I'm gonna be on, yeah, I'm one of the judges this year. So yes, the answer is yes. I will be participating in a new way. There we go. Makes me laugh. Yeah, maybe she's a witch, not an elf, so I just wanted it a little bit like that. Let's see, and then maybe some blue down here, just a little bit. Okay, just enough. Just some down her neck. There we go. All right, guys. We will catch you next Monday. Yeah, this was fun. I like designing in 3D on the fly. Good times. I'm gonna add just a little bit darker here on the hat. there's not much I can really paint because it's vertex colors. But anyway, yeah, guys, thanks everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I will be streaming again, yeah, next Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. So I will catch you next week, and we'll do another one. I think it'll still be October, right? So maybe we'll do another Halloween sketch. But I still need to put some hair on her, and it'd be fun to actually, like, I want to flip that hat back even more, like it's blowing in the wind, and you know, that kind of stuff. So fun times. All right, guys, have a good one. So what he's saying is a license or document required to open 3D Studio. This is ZBrush. So and ZBrush uses Z tools. That's the documents that it uses. So all right, guys, have a good one. Take care, and we'll catch you next Monday. All right, cheers. We'll see ya.